Madam President, as you heard in the title reading of Senate Bill 95, this transfers land into the hands of some individuals in the Whittier area. On that land resides 100 condominiums, and that condominiums have been a source of discussion for a number of years. So let me see if I can put it in the proper context. The railroad owns the land, and this is transferring that land to this condominium association. But under the lease program, right now, the railroad has the authority to do that, except for they have a master lease program with the city that goes into 2030. So in order for them to release this, they had to get an agreement with the city of Whittier to do this land transfer, which they finally did get, and it's been about a 10-year conversation. The reason probably for doing it now is the lease that the railroad has comes up in December, and the condominiums are in need of repair, but because if they, let's just say, if they went into the master lease agreement that went to the next 30 years, you could not put money into those condominiums to make them worth the while, or nobody would be able to get loans to do property improvements. So the conundrum came up, how do you do this? And the answer was you relinquish the land from the railroad to the condominium association, let them work it out. So for the sale price of $170,000, basically, what you did is you released the land, the condominium association gets to own the land, and then the condominium people can actually then borrow against their condominium. So there's 5 right now that would be able to be financed, so that's 95 units that would really be put into property that would be taxable. So this solves many problems. It gives the railroad the right to use that should the condominium association decide to sell out. It gives a first refusal to the railroad because the railroad has, it's close to railroad property basically, which would be very well used. So the railroad's going to pay the city about $98,000 and will retain 42%, which is $71,000. So the railroad gets something, the city gets something, and the condominium association gets something, and property gets to go on the tax rolls. Plus, it's available to be improved upon by loans. So I think this is a win-win. It's been a long time coming. As you can see in the packet, there are agreements with the railroad, the condominium association, city of Whittier. So I just get to facilitate, really, let's do that in law. If there's any questions, I'll be glad to answer.